I'm just curious how long we can get Ethan to stand there with his arm like that.
Yeah, drag it out.
I don't know how long I could do it.
Kind of test it. That's a hard job.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I've done that. I've done that before.
Have you really?
I've been the boomstick guy. Yeah.
At what phase of your life was this?
Right before Winter Jam.
So I'm curious, because to do a bunch of different jobs like that and to have kind of like a well-rounded, upbringing with the church and, your family, and then to get into music, you've got a lot of other things that can contribute to how you do what you do now.
Yep, definitely. So the ministry background has incredibly impacted how I operate in music, in the sense that it's taught me how to love and take care of people that God puts in my path. And so every time I get to talk to somebody, if they say, hey, your song really spoke to me, or, what you said during that concert or what you said in that interview, it really touched me, because then I can say something more than, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can dig into it a little bit, and we can talk, and we get to have those, those God moments where it's like, okay, cool, let's open up, let's talk about that more. And then with my background in doing video and fun stuff like that, it's really cool because you can kind of create that vision, and you can be a part of making that creative vision come to life. It's cool the way that the past experiences have all kind of led to doing well where God has me now.
So where we are right now in music is a really interesting spot, right?
Yes.
So Christian music is thriving.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing so well, reaching so many people.
Yeah.
But with all of these things in play, the mission is still in Christian music for somebody else. So you're an artist, you're making songs that represent you, but they're also, the mission is for them to connect with the people. So all of these things are coming into play with that. But how do you look at that right now in the process of making your music?
Yeah, that's so our life, everything that we do has to be ministry focused, right? And people are the ministry.
Yeah.
God called you to be a light to somebody. And so, one of my favorite verses that I believe goes perfectly with what you said is Matthew 5:16. In the same way, let your light shine before others so they may see your good work and give glory to your Father in heaven. So there's a few commands in there. Let your light shine. That's great. Do what you do it excellent, be great at it. Why? So that people can see what you do, so that people can see your excellence, so that people can get excited about you. And then you can point them and say, look, it's not me, it's God working through me. It's what God's doing, not what I'm doing. And so that's, for me, I love that Christian music is taking off right now. I love that it's popular. I love the revivals that you see on campuses, and just, even in the individual families stirring up, and the whole family is starting to go to church now. That's incredible, because that's just more people that are shining, more contagious joy that's going out to the world. And when people say, what's going on with them? Like, what's up with that family? What's up with that artist? Why are they always happy? Why they got this joy, even in the face of things where they shouldn't be happy? We could say, well, it's God. Let me tell you about that, So it's a great opportunity for us to just kind of be contagious with that light that God gave us.
So for you, what kind of songs are you feeling stirring in your heart right now?
Yeah.
The fresh ones, do they come from phrases that you hear, from stories that you hear? What's kind of going on in your heart right now with music?
So Just Like God is a song that I just released recently, very excited about it. But it is a phrase, it's those moments in life that make us say, man, ain't that just like God? It's those, I was out of hope, I was out of luck, I had no chance, but then something happened, So many stories I hear, we were about to give up, but then I got this phone call. Or I thought there was no hope, but then I ran into this person in the grocery store, and blah, blah, blah. And from this one chance encounter, all of this world of possibility opened up. And that's the phrase that's been on my heart, like, that's just like God. Those are the things that only God can do. And so for me, with songs, obviously that's one song. There are several others, but I'm just in this season of joy right now. And like, look what God's doing. Look what He can do. And, it's our job really to just be obedient and to walk in faith and trust. All right, God, I've done everything that I can. Now I need you to come in and do what I can't. And I'm going to wait on you, and it's in your time, because, it's a line from the song, watch Him prove when we can't that He can. Yes, He can, and He'll do it over and over and over again.
So it's such a celebratory song.
Yeah.
The music video, also super fun. So there's a general fun vibe to it.
Oh, yeah.
But what I love about the song is how it relates to people who are not there yet.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. That whole first verse, we're talking about, I'm running on fumes in faith. I'm trying to hold on, but God, I need you to show up. I need you to show up. And that's where, like you said, some people are there at that point in their life. When I started writing this song, I was at that point in my life. That's where the line comes from. God, I don't know how much more I got. If I have anything more, you're going to need to help me find it, because I don't know where to find it right now. And so I think for us as believers, that's another part of how we shine light to the world, is that, the reality is, even though we have Jesus, we run out of energy. We get tired. Life gets heavy. We start to lose hope. But in the face of that, we have the comfort of knowing that once we've done everything, we still have a God that's never going to let us go. And so it doesn't mean that our problems go away. It doesn't mean that we just don't get tired. It doesn't mean that we don't get afraid, but it means that we can rest in this promise of knowing, God, I know you're going to come through. And sometimes you get anxious, like, I know you're going to come through, right? Right, God? You're going to do it. But always he does. And so that's something that we can hold on to for sure.
It's taking that encouragement that we get and encouraging others with it, which is such a biblical thing to do. And I just know so many people that are struggling. And so to be able to have that mountaintop moment that you can, shout from to everyone else who's in the valley.
Yeah, and that's so important, is that once you make it through that rocky point in life, you realize your life isn't just about you. The story and the testimony that you have now becomes something that you can help save other lives with. Like, your story is used for something even bigger than just your success or your breakthrough or your mountaintop moment. Right. Your story can be a shining example to people, like, look, I got through, and I was the last person that should have got through. On paper, it doesn't make sense, but God did it. And I know he can do it for you too. Let me grab your hand and walk you through this, And so we have a cool opportunity to reach back and say, hey, there's some lessons that I learned the hard way that now I can share with you. And maybe you don't have to learn this one the hard way, Maybe I can help save you a couple of steps and get you to where God got me a little bit faster or a little bit easier,
I imagine it's also something that you can talk to your kids about.
Yes.
Teaching them how God moves and how he works, how he comes through in different situations. I'm sure your kids are paying attention to this one. Are they in the music video too?
Yeah, so I have a 6-year-old daughter, and she is in the music video. My wife is in the music video, and we get so pumped up because we live in Tennessee now, but we grew up in inner city Denver, Colorado, and we just feel so blessed every time we stop and think about where we are. And the truth is, if music had never worked out, that move from Denver to Columbia, Tennessee, where we live now, that move still would have been incredibly worth it, because we get to raise our daughter in an environment where, she's not going to struggle with the same things that we did. She's not going to be influenced by the same things that we did. And, not to say she'll never have struggles or anything in her life, but it's not going to be the same set of challenges, which we're so thankful for. We get to show her a different way. And that's something that's so important about kids. They hear maybe 50, maybe 25% of what you tell them, right? But they see everything that you show them, and they adopt that. So for us, it's this focus of like, we have to make sure that our faith is on display, not just for us, not so we can stay faithful, but because we have this little thing, this little person, that the way that she sees us act is going to influence her faith in God. So if she sees us moving and acting in faith, then that's going to be the standard to her, and so it's a great opportunity to just set the tone for her in her life.